What if a person promised something or someone to serve God, but wanted to change their mind? Could their vow be redeemed? From what are Christians redeemed? Let's look at Leviticus 27. Did a person's age depend on how much they redeemed themselves from a vow of service to God? The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when a person makes a solemn promise to the Lord involving the value of a person, if it's the value of a male between 20 and 60 years old, his value is 50 silver shekels according to the sanctuary's shekel. If the person's a female, her value is 30 shekels. If the age of the person's between 5 and 20 years, the value for a male is 20 shekels, for a female 10 shekels. If the age of the person's between 1 month and 5 years, the value for a male is 5 silver shekels, and for a female 3 silver shekels. If the age of the person's 60 years or more, the value is 15 shekels. If the person's male, 10 shekels for a female. But if financial difficulty prevents the promise maker from giving the full value, they must set the person before the priest. The priest will assign the person a value according to what the promise maker can afford. Are there promises made to God that cannot be reversed? If you promise to sacrifice an animal to me, it becomes holy, and there's no way you can set it free. If you try to substitute any other animal, no matter how good, for the one you promised, they'll both become holy and must be sacrificed. Donkeys are unfit for sacrifice. So if you promise me a donkey, you must bring it to the priest and let him determine its value. But if you want to buy it back, you must pay an additional 20%. What percentage was to be added to the original estimate if a gift could be redeemed? When a man dedicates his house as a holy gift to the Lord, the priest shall value it as either good or bad. As the priest values it, so it shall stand. And if the donor wishes to redeem his house, he shall add 1/5 to the valuation price, and it shall be his. Did the 20% surcharge also apply to fields promised to God? If a man consecrates to the Lord any part of a field that he possesses, your assessment of value will be proportional to the seed needed to sow it, at the rate of 50 silver shekels for every 5 bushels of barley seed. If he consecrates his field during the year of Jubilee, the price will stand according to your assessment. But if he consecrates his field after the Jubilee, the priest will calculate the price for him in proportion to the years left until the next year of Jubilee, so that your assessment will be reduced. But if the one who consecrated the field decides to redeem it, he must add 1/5 to the assessed value, and the field will transfer back to him. But if he doesn't redeem the field, or if he sold it to another man, it's no longer redeemable. When the field's released in the Jubilee, it'll be holy to the Lord, like a field permanently set apart. It becomes the priest's property. What if the field is not a part of his clan's inheritance, but leased until the Jubilee? If he consecrates a field that he had bought and that isn't part of his inheritance, then the priest is to account to him the evaluated worth until the year of Jubilee. Then he's to give the amount of valuation on that day as a holy gift to the Lord. During the year of Jubilee, the field is to be returned by the one who originally sold it, that is, to the owner of the land. Every valuation is to be according to the shekel of the sanctuary, evaluated at 20 gerahs to the shekel. God already claimed all firstborn males of humans and clean animals, so could they be dedicated twice? Only the firstlings of the beasts, which should be the Lord's firstling, no man can sanctify it, whether it be ox or sheep. It's the Lord's. And if it be of an unclean beast, then he shall redeem it according to your estimation, and shall add 1/5 part of it thereto. Or if it's not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to your estimation. If someone had incurred the death penalty for a crime, could they be redeemed? Notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man devotes to Yahweh of all that he has, whether of man or animal, or of the field of his possession, shall be sold or redeemed. Everything that's permanently devoted is most holy to Yahweh. No one devoted to destruction, that is, with the death penalty, who shall be devoted from among men shall be ransomed. He shall surely be put to death. What if someone wanted to redeem part of the tithe to God, like his favorite animal? Thus all the tithe of the land, of the seed of the land, or of the fruit of the tree belongs to Yahweh. It's holy to Yahweh. If therefore a man wishes to redeem part of his tithe, he shall add to it 1/5 of it. For every 10th part of herd or flock, whatever passes under the rod, the 10th one shall be holy to Yahweh. He shall not inquire whether it's good or bad, nor shall he exchange it. Or if he does exchange it, then both it and its substitute shall become holy. It shall not be redeemed. What statement concludes the book of Leviticus? These are the commandments which the Lord commanded Moses for the sons of Israel on Mount Sinai. How did Peter summarize a more important redemption, not from a vow, but from our empty way of life? For you know that it was not with perishable things, such as silver or gold, that you were redeemed from the empty way of life handed down to you from your ancestors, but with the precious blood of Christ, a lamb without blemish or defect. What if a person promised something or someone to serve God, but wanted to change their mind? Could their vow be redeemed? From what are Christians redeemed? You decide.